Image an oak tree. The oak that resists the wind loses its branches one by one, and with nothing left to protect it, the trunk finally snaps. The oak that bends lives longer, its trunk growing wider, its roots deeper and more tenacious. Never take your position for granted, and never let any favors you receive go to your head. A small mistake is often made worse and more visible when you try to fix it. It is sometimes best to leave things alone. Do not accept the roles that society foists on you. Do not leave your reputation to chance or gossip. It is your life's artwork, and you must craft it, hone it, and display it with the care of an artist. Powerful people impress and intimidate by saying less. The more you say, the more likely you are to say something foolish. Never appeal to truth and reality unless you are prepared for the anger that comes from disenchantment. It is not much good being wise among fools and sane among lunatics. Any momentary triumph you think you have gained through argument is really a peak victory. The resentment and ill will you stir up is stronger and lasts longer than any momentary change of opinion. Any man who tries to be good all the time is bound to come to ruin among the great number who are not good. By acknowledging a petty problem, you give it existence and credibility. You choose to let things bother you. You can just as easily choose not to notice the irritating offender, to consider the matter trivial and unworthy of your interest. That is the powerful move. What you do not react to cannot drag you down in a futile engagement. Your pride is not involved. The best lesson you can teach an irritating gnat is to consign it to oblivion by ignoring it. You cannot repress anger or love or avoid feeling them, and you should not try. When you meet a swordsman, draw your sword. Do not recite poetry to one who is not a poet. The mighty lion toys with the mouse that crosses his path. Any other reaction would mar his fearsome reputation. The human tongue is a beast that few can master. Sometimes any emotion is better than the boredom of security. If you lead the sucker down a familiar path, he won't catch on when you lead him into a trap. A person who cannot control his words shows that he cannot control himself and is unworthy of respect. An emotional response to a situation is the single greatest barrier to power. A mistake that will cost you a lot more than any temporary satisfaction you might gain by expressing your feelings. There is nothing more intoxicating than victory, and nothing more dangerous. Many a serious thinker has been produced in prisons where we have nothing to do but think. Never assume that the person you are dealing with is weaker or less important than you are. Never appear too perfect. Appearing better than others is always dangerous, but most dangerous of all is to appear to have no faults or weaknesses. Envy creates silent enemies. The more attention you pay an enemy, the stronger you make him. Lord, protect me from my friends. I can take care of my enemies. Keep your friends for friendship, but work with the skilled and competent. Do I not destroy my enemies when I make them my friends? Today, we face a peculiarly similar paradox. To that of the courtier, everything must appear civilized, decent, democratic, and fair. But if we play by those rules too strictly, if we take them too literally, we are crushed by those around us who are not so foolish. He who poses as a fool is not a fool. Never be distracted by people's glamorous portraits of themselves and their lives. Search and dig for what really imprisons them. Hide your intentions, not by closing up, with the risk of appearing secretive and making people suspicious, but by talking endlessly about your desires and goals, just not the real ones. All masters want to appear more brilliant than other people. When you are trying to impress people with words, the more you say, the more common you appear, and the less in control. Even if you were saying something banal, it will seem original if you make it vague, open-ended, and sphinx-like. Never waste valuable time or mental peace of mind on the affairs of others. That is too high a price to pay. Be lavish with your money and keep it circulating, for generosity is a sign and a magnet for power. By paying your own way, you stay clear of gratitude, guilt, and deceit. What has worth is worth paying for. Despise the free lunch judgment. What is offered for free is dangerous. It usually involves either a trick or a hidden obligation. The key to power, then, is the ability to judge who is best able to further your interests in all situations. Keep friends for friendship, but work with the skilled and competent. Power is a game, and in games you do not judge your opponents by their intentions, but by the effects of their actions. Little about your work. Tease and titillate with alluring, even contradictory comments, then stand back and let others try to make sense of it all. If, for example, you are miserly by nature, you will never go beyond a certain limit. Only generous souls attain greatness. Fools say that they learn by experience. I prefer to profit by others' experience. To succeed in the game of power, you have to master your emotions. But even if you succeed in gaining such self-control, you can never control the temperamental dispositions of those around you, and this presents a great danger. Timidity is dangerous. Better to enter with boldness. Any mistakes you commit through audacity are easily corrected with more audacity. Everyone admires the bold, no one honors the timid. If you are unsure of a course of action, do not attempt it. Your doubts and hesitations will infect your execution. When you show yourself to the world and display your talents, you naturally stir all kinds of resentment, envy, and other manifestations of insecurity. You cannot spend your life worrying about the petty feelings of others.